Hi, my name is Catherine Roseland with Board Game Geek TV here at Spiel 2013. I'm joined by Rick Seward from Eagle and Gryphon Games, and we're going to go through a few other games.
Yeah, it's Christmas here. We're going to go through all our packages early.
Yeah.
So we'll start at the beginning. This is the newest. This is a prototype. I'm quick to mention it is not the final box, but it looks a lot like it will. And Cubist has just run successfully on Kickstarter, so we know it's going to happen. You can check the rules, as you can for all of these, on Kickstarter videos or on Kickstarter or on BGG. There are videos of rules for just about everything we're doing. I think one of the questions we get asked the most about Cubist is, what about the dice? And there they are in all their glory. These are the final dice.
Beautiful.
We picked them to go with the colors of the box, which is why I'm doing this silly little demo. There's one little red cornerstone, and you build museums based on the dice that you roll on each turn. You get all sorts of artistic help, lots of different cards in the game. We like to show it right side up most of the time, but Cubist art is such that you can show it upside down. It really works both ways, and it doesn't matter much. But anyway, there you are, and these are 14 millimeter, beautiful, iridescent dice. Catherine will say
yes.
Confirm that.
And roll some more.
And then roll
Great
some.
sound.
It's just too much fun not to roll. So
Great,
anyway, that's Cubist. And that will be out sometime in the spring.
Sometime in the spring, okay.
And it's going to have two friends with it.
Okay.
And they're old friends that are new friends. We're going to take, Pastiche is almost sold out at its big institutional, ready?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Institutional box level. We're going to rename this Petite Pastiche.
Ah.
And she says again, but I know she meant to say why.
Why?
So the answer to why is that it's going to be smaller. That's why we're calling it Petite Pastiche.
Exactly.
But we're going to take the box and we're going to cut it in about half. It'll be about the same size as the Cubist box in depth. Same length and width, exactly the same as Cubist. But we will reduce the board, which a lot of people have pointed out is superfluous because it's a card holder, as beautiful as it was. It'll be replaced by nothing, so less room for that. We're going to reduce the commissions by approximately a third. We're going to reduce the number of hexes that you build out of by approximately a third. Yeah. And all told, we're going to hopefully, as a result, be able to reduce the price considerably.
That'll be nice.
And put it within the budget of a lot more people this time around. I'm not going to commit to anything quite yet, but we're thinking $40 or less MSRP, which is almost half of what we've had it before. So that'll be Petite Pastiche. We'll do it at the same time we do Cubist. We're in our art game mode.
Spring 2014.
Spring 2014. And along with that will be Fantastica, also virtually gone. We uncovered about 50 of these in the warehouse, and that's it. So the original edition of Pastiche, or the first edition, virtually gone. And when we redo this, people are starting to call it the travel. They always wondered, what is the enchanted edition? Well, this one will be the rucksack edition. So
nice.
Sort of the travel edition of Fantastica. And this will come as no surprise, but the big, heavy institutional box will be replaced by one about, guess what, half the size. All the cards will be retained. The board will go away. The player cardboards will go away, so that we're able to reduce that size. 90% of the cards stay the same. All of those wonderful gems and Gryphons, not squirrels. We never say squirrels about the wooden pieces, will remain the same. So lots and lots of things are the same. And here we are for our Baywatch moment. Now we're reviving a tradition. This is
Fantastica.
And that is fantastic. There's the original. There's the great imitation. Wonderful original. There we are. All right, and we're on.
I never do it quite as good as Beth.
That's our first triumvirate. We did that in 5 minutes. Actually,
that's great.
Not bad.
Not bad at all.
On our allocated time.
So our next trio.
Next trio. The next trio are three games that all were introduced within the last 6 months, approximately, and they share essentially the same fate right now, which is virtually sold out. We still have some of each of these, but we're nearing
the end. Yeah.
And a lot of folks are Did not know what to think of this, primarily I think because we named it a Japanese name, Karasanswee. We did subtitle it The Rock Garden. It is about rock gardening, and inside are all sorts of wooden rocks. We had to do wood because our Chinese agent was willing to have a ton of rocks dumped in her parents' front yard and have them sort them out. The problem became her parents didn't like the idea so much.
Yeah.
So we ended up with wood rocks instead, and that's why Karasanswee is about wood rock gardening. So a little behind the scenes tale. Everybody likes to hear those.
Yes,
but
they
that's
do.
a true story, actually. And so we're doing very nicely with this, and it is almost out of print. Not sure what the fate is going to be on a reprint. Salmon Run has been out now 6 months, and it is virtually gone. There is an expansion for it called the Fisherman's Expansion. We're likely to reprint this game, but it depends on you, our audience, and how receptive you are to wanting to see another edition of Salmon Run, possibly more expansions. I think most people, again, are familiar with the game. It's a river racing game. It's got a modular board with many, many different modules. Variability and replay value very high as a consequence. It's deck building, but not to be overemphasized because it's a part of the game, but not the emphasis. The race is really what's important. Definitely
nice
accessible to younger kids.
Okay.
You got bears in there, you got salmon in there, you got all sorts
Fishermen?
of...
No,
Yep.
bears, yeah.
Oh, there's the bear trying to get out of the box again. That seems to happen all the time. I don't know what the deal is. And then finally we have Wizard's Brew once again this year. Alan Moon and Aaron Weisblum. This is a redo of Das Amulet, but in English, and in English you can understand. It's got wooden horses, it's got wizards' caps, it's got magic formulas and spells and little caps and all sorts of kind of cool gizmos. And once again, it's starting to get rarer to find. So get your Christmas gifts early and shop at Eagle and Gryphon. Okay, that magic moment was brought to us by our sponsor, which happens to be Eagle and Gryphon Games. So
Eagle and Gryphon Games.
It all worked out good. Okay.
So
now,
next trio?
Yeah, next trio. These are newer. These are the newest ones that we have here. This is a little aside. Peter Hawes just did the Francis Drake interview. And John Noser came up after that, and he asked me a question. If you can get John, we can authenticate that he's really here, and I'm not making this up. Anyway, here's the little ship, the Galleon. This is the Galleon from Francis Drake. And John's question was, did you guys use the same mold for Francis Drake as you used for Glenn Drover's Age of Empires 3? And the answer is no. Oh. Now everybody's going to go, well, wait a minute, the ship is exactly the same. And the answer is yes, in a way. Because the sculpt of this little baby is the same sculpt. But what happened was, when Glenn Drover did his game, which we own the rights to, and may very well republish this year in answer to an unasked question, is that when we went back to the company to use what we thought was our mold, they told us it wasn't our mold. Oh. So they gave us a quote that we didn't find acceptable, so we took one of the ships, we gave it to another plastics factory that did the sculpt based on that mold.
Okay.
And hence, because it was the Golden Hind that Glenn used, we've recreated the Golden Hind in its new mold form, and we do own this mold. So
good.
Anyway, plug for Francis Drake. Now.
So new mold, but same figure.
New, right, exactly. Okay, so here we go. This is the break. Send all of the geek parents out of the room. I want them gone. We are speaking only now to the 6-year-olds, the 7-year-olds. Maybe we'll let the 8-year-olds in on this too. This game, Railways Express, contrary to certain opinions, was not written for gamers. It was written for 6-year-olds, 7-year-olds, and 8-year-olds. Because we publish, as many people know, a lot of railways. It used to be called Railroad Tycoon. It morphed into Railways of the World, and we published various expansions related to that. But we didn't have anything for a 6 or a 7 or an 8-year-old to play. So when your mom, dad, and your mom and dad's friends come over and they're playing Railways of the World or one of the expansions, and you're going, I want to play, and they say, maybe
a little heavy.
Yeah, wait a couple years and we'll you just went shopping. You got this game. You bring them out. It's a big, heavy game. You can clunk them over the head, and you can say, nope, we're playing this game. We're playing this game. And I can play this because here's what it amounts to. I can do that, Dad and Mom.
Yeah.
And if you don't let me do it on the table, I'm going to do it under the table, all over. I'm going to find a place to do that. You won't want it. Right. But you're just rolling 4 dice. You're just matching them up. One terrain, one track. And this is a race game. And you're racing around a map of the United States. You're using the same tiles as your mom and dad are using for Railways of the World. Using the same cards if you want to. Big map, lots of table space, lots of tiles. But essentially, it's rolling the dice and moving around the map and being the first person to connect 4 cities that are your color.
Nice.
So
that's cool.
You can let the parents back in the room, but make sure they know this game, Railways Express,
is for the kids.
It's for the kids. This is your game for the parents.
Lots of great trains.
Oh yeah, it does use the trains too. These are the same trains as the daddy game. So same train, same track, same board, but a game for 6, 7, and 8.
Fantastic. That looks great.
No, that was the other one. Ready?
Fantastica.
Fantastica. There we go. All right. All right. And then a brief plug for Railways of Great Britain. This is the second coming of Railways of England and Wales. We've done without the funky stock trip. That's gone. But otherwise, a nice big box.
Yeah.
You can store several expansions in this box. Our other expansions were only this thick. So you can actually put 3 expansion boards in here. Popular demand. And you get a brand new, with Edinburgh added, we were able to go from Wales and England and call it Great Britain. So that's the hook. That's the novelty.
Great.
All right. And then finally, Railways of North America, which completes the North American cycle, if you will, and allows you, if you're crazy and have nothing but all day on your hands, to set up Rails of the World, which is the east coast of the U.S., with the rails of the west coast of the U.S. That's a separate expansion. Plug, plug, plug. And then you can add to that the Mexico map that comes with Railways of the World. And now you have a map of Canada that I didn't bother pulling out, but that's what comes in here, is a map of Canada to go to the Great White North. And you also have room in here to fit all these cool mini expansions.
Yeah,
Each one of these is different. We've got fuel depots, and we've got water tanks, and we've got hotels, and we've got switches. And if you want, we've got gold trains and white trains. These are additional.
Black trains.
These are all additional things that you can pick up. We call these the Rona, R-O-N-A, mini expansions. And so that's the complete story up to date. On here is the map of Canada. It just wandered by. There it goes. It's a panorama, and it just walked out of the room. So that's the map of Canada that goes with this, and that covers all the railway games. And we still have a minute and a half.
Yeah, it's impressive.
It is. We can have Beth come over for another fantastic moment. One more.
Another
for old time's sake.
Okay, ready? And
ready?
and
which way are we going? Left, right?
This way to that way. Okay.
All right, ready?
There you go.
Fantastica. Thank you.